should change it up. Oh, shoot. If I change it up like that, we're gonna go. Is it this one? That's this one. Look at that. Okay. I moved us to the sports bar.
Nice.
So we're live. Hey, Siren Squad. I am definitely... Okay, am I talking? I am talking. Can you say something, IG? Because I haven't tried this one before.
Hello, testing.
That's good. I muted the sports bar audio because it was getting copyright flagged. So we don't have any background music on this one. That's unfortunate. Oh my goodness, Siren Squad. And so my nerves last night, I woke up literally feeling like my nerves are shaking. So I absolutely 110% can say that I'm having my very first like official, I will classify this as a trauma response since October 20th, which doesn't mean that it's not gone. It just means that I am facing something that I haven't dealt with yet. That's what I have come, that's a conclusion I have come to. I'm facing something I haven't dealt with, and I'm forcing myself to do it. And I wouldn't recommend this for everybody because, well, when people go through like victims and they go through trauma of other kinds, like even like, you know, because you could get trauma from random crimes and whatever, or you can get like just natural. Oh my gosh, when I think about Kerrville and all the trauma that's going to be coursing through people's lives for months right now, it just sickens me. I mean, don't get me wrong, the loss and everything that has happened, and everything up there is catastrophic. But what really like just makes my heart so sad is knowing what the survivors and the people that have to now, life is forever different and they will have trauma. This is that's a traumatic experience. They will have trauma. You know, and some trauma, you know, I have complex trauma. There's a little bit of, I mean, you know, but it's I don't care what causes it or what kind you have. I don't care if you just got in a car accident and you have to overcome ever getting in a car again. Beating trauma is just a bitch. It's a bitch. Apparently it's a bigger bitch than I can be, which is really saying something. It might even be a bigger bitch than karma. I mean, I'm just saying. I almost feel like sometimes, you know, I feel like I can have karma on my side, and this is definitely not on my side. So anyways, we're leaving here in a couple hours. I haven't stopped shaking since I woke up. Can't. Just literally shaking. I don't know why. But I do know that I think it'll all change once I get there and I'm having a good time, because I think I will. And I'm really excited for LP because he's never been to a concert and he loves music so much that I think that I will be pleasantly surprised at the level of fun and enjoyment he has and how excited he will probably get. And it will make all of this stress that I feel so much more worth it. It just couldn't be the reason why I went. I couldn't do this for him. This had to be a me choice. I'm just choosing to bring him along. I would have gone by myself, but we got half price tickets because God loves me. So I'm doing it, chat. I'm doing the things. I'm making the motions. But I'm not gonna lie. I hate this disorder because there's so many times, and this is what scares me. See, I thought I was all better for so many years until I suffered a traumatic experience, which activated a trauma response, which brought out a hidden underlying trauma that I didn't know I had from my childhood, okay? It crept up on me. It was like a snake in the grass. Speaking of that, I almost ran over one on my way home, and I don't know, but I want to look up. Yeah, we need to look up and see if water moccasins can live in salt water, because I don't know, but there was he was just about 3 feet shy of the length of the road, bro. He was huge. Okay, maybe not that big.
God.
Maybe 5 feet. But that's a small road. So just so we can be clear. But I mean, he was a 3 to 4 foot snake, at least.
Bruh.
Like the kind I wouldn't have wanted to get caught up in Daisy's wheel well and wrapped around the fucking shocks or whatever, you know? Anyways. And
well,
you know
I'm
what?
not going outside for the rest of the
week. You know what the funny thing was is like, it's not the first snake that disrupted my day. That's amazing. Because there's one in my brain. Anyhow, I think I was saying about how I'm gonna kick ass and do life. And I have no idea how. I think that's where I was going with that. But I just decided that I would work off some of my nervous energy and jump into stream. Oh, we don't have chat over here. We're going to have to move to the tiki bar. Hold on, chat. We got to move over. So that, oopsie, beach scene. Where's the beach scene? Because there's a sign in my nose.
There's a sign in my nose.
There we go. Okay. I want to be able to see if anybody chats. And I'm pretty sure it's working. But no, I decided I just burn off some of my nervous energy because I have myself on a time constituent right now. And I'm trying to come off the wall a little bit and I'm trying to calm down just because. I mean, it's really, I'm getting there. I took a little drive by the bay and it is amazing what, oh my God, physicalities that nobody talks about. Everybody talks about how you can get so emotionally psychotic and how you can be so unregulated and how you can lose your shit so easily or be so difficult or, you know, have trouble with this. We all talk about that, but nobody really talks about how PTSD and trauma, complex trauma will affect you physically. Like right now, I feel like I've done about 500 sit-ups. It's insane. I don't know if I'm holding my breath. I know I'm clenching my jaw a lot. I know I'm snapping it. I know I'm having all kinds of... Anyways. We're going to hope that I conquer this chat. I'm going to let you all know. I am going to post to YouTube. I'm going to post videos from the concert to YouTube. There will probably be at least one short and one video that I'm sure I will post. Let everybody know that I'm surviving. I think it's going to be a lot better than I think. I think I'm going to be okay. I started feeling better. That's what I was going to say. When I was driving back, I drove by the ocean side, the bay. Sometimes I just think I need that ocean air. It wasn't even good ocean air today because you know how the sea smells like it's burping sometimes. It was a horrible burping day, but it was a little bit of a burping day. But that's what I was going to say before the snake. But I did start to kind of just relax for a minute. I mean, beach therapy should be a real thing. I think insurances need to cover that shit because it is like crazy. We took the road up to the store or whatever, and then I came back, you know, the way I come back, because that's my new route, because I don't want to take Daisy on fucking all the crazy bad roads that are bumpy, because I keep getting worried she's going to fall apart on me. So that's the way we went. There were kiteboarders out. I don't know if it's a distraction. I don't know if it's wind. I don't know if it's the sunshine. All I know is that the beauty that I am driving through, and I just realized my mic's kind of... Okay. The beauty that I am driving through is so serene and relaxing that like immediately as soon as I turned onto the Bayfront Road, I freaking was breathing easier. It was like, oh, okay. So maybe I could just ask Uber to take us by the ocean side and I could just roll down my window. I don't think they would fucking appreciate that. I don't think it's kind of hot out. But anyways, chat. So if you missed the stream last night, you'll have to go back and check that out because I was having all kinds of fucking self-revelations and working through my shit. And you know, one of the things that I hated is when, you know, people want to be like, I was blamed. Okay. Like, it was like, I got to be too much for everybody. Okay. Which may be true. Because in the throes of the deepest moments of my CPTSD, and my trauma, I can completely understand why people would feel that way or need to protect themselves. But that's not what it was. But here's the thing that I always treated my friend who was going through it with is like a good, healthy expectation is always 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, always keeping 1 step ahead. Okay. So you're going to have moments where it'll seem like you're so much better and then you slide backwards and it feels like regression and it feels like failure. But it's to be expected. It's like when we have the best mentality and energy to push through it and we push, we take ourselves further. And when we get further, we can hold it for a while. And it feels like everything's going to be okay for a long while. But that's where triggers can come out of nowhere or we'll interact with something we didn't even realize was going to trigger us, you know, like, or not even know where the trigger's coming from, which is what I'm dealing with right now. This is my first trauma response, and I keep saying, I think I beat it. How many times in the last 2 years have I said, I think I finally beat it? Like, it's an every month occurrence, maybe. I think it's gotten less in actually, and maybe that's the key. Since I really started putting in the hard work, which was, I have done the most growing and healing in the last 2 months. The most growing and healing I have accomplished has happened in the last 2 months. I think that's fair, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a 3 steps forward, 2 steps back the whole fucking way. And it hasn't been pretty. And I don't always react or behave in manners that my best self would choose. I'm just going to put it that way. I mean, I can be a lot for anyone when I'm healthy. So one would stand to reason that maybe I was too much for the people who quote unquote loved me. I just never given up on anybody that I loved that easily. That's the thing. That's, I guess, the sting. The real sting is I believe that I was too much, but I also believe that I put in so much work and was healing at such a good pace that my progress was undeniable even when I was struggling at my worst, you know? And it still wasn't enough. That was too much for anybody to stand by. You know what's worse? They didn't have to stand by me either because I had toxic behaviors. But the fact they bailed on you kind of pisses me off. Because you stood by me. You and Power Cane stood by me the whole fucking time. So obviously I'm not too much for everybody. It's just the people who didn't want to put in the work and effort and forgiving and understanding and learning to be my best supports. I mean, how much learning about PTSD do you have? How much learning about psychology have you done, IG?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, my point exactly. As frustrating and hurtful as I could be even to you, you learned to just, you know what, it's so simple. You love somebody that's struggling with complex PTSD or trauma. You can now basically Google the question and implement their behavior. So you could say, why is my, significant other or whatever, my friend or my whatever, and then insert behavior that they're exhibiting and make sure you let it know that they have complex trauma or complex PTSD. And I am going to be willing to bet it'll be that easy to find an answer. We should try it one day. Today's not my day. Wait, maybe it is. Maybe that's how hey, will you grab my phone for me real quick? Let's do that actually, huh? Let me try that. Because that's one of the things that really pissed me off is, I was in the deepest throes of my trauma and my CPTSD in the very beginning when it was its worst. Before I had done any healing, I never fucking Googled shit about CPTSD versus because I was certified in PTSD. So, but I didn't, oh God, what is this gonna be? Hold on, Facebook might be, oh, Facebook gave me a memory, but it's not a bad one. It was our night, our first, when we came back, when we were on our way to Texas and we stopped in Alabama.
Oh.
And you guys are all together. Wow. You can tell how much life took off. I mean, life took like fucking 70 pounds off of Logan. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyways, that was from January of 2025 is what it says. So that doesn't seem to make sense. It was not that. Anyhow, maybe that's when I posted the picture and said something finally. I have no idea. So we're Googling. That's what we're doing. We're Googling. Domino's, why you gotta bully me all the time? All right.
Domino's sucks, bro. And
right? They're insidious ads. They're insidious ads about their absolutely amazing pizza. Because their new stuffed crust is like fucking so good.
That new stuffed crust might be crack.
Yeah.
Probably eat that for dinner every night.
I probably week. Yeah, and then we'd look like we just did in that old picture I just saw. Okay. We're gonna why? Okay. What would I even, let's see. Let's try this. I'm just gonna try this. I'm gonna look up why. See. Yep. Okay. What it says. Oh, great. Okay. So it might have nothing to do with the fact that it may be anticipation, but what it is you know what I said to your dad today? I said, I am wondering if what I'm experiencing is what you guys feel on the spectrum when you have to go into large crowded public places, right? Like Walmart and whatever. You know, like sometimes it can just feel really like I feel like my energy is being almost drained and whatever, right? So here is why it's sensory overload. Unfamiliar, unpredictability. Okay. And I probably, there's it says potential for confrontation or threat. I am associating the way I'm going to feel being reminded of the last time I was at a concert like this as a threat. My body is literally prepping itself to anticipate an emotional reaction that I deem as that is to me reminiscent of a threatening situation. That is the reason why I'm acting like this. Which now tells me, see, this is why everybody should use Google though, because what that tells me about myself when I self-reflect is that I did not go to these concerts for fun. They now are, in my mind, it was weaponry. It is a threat. Maybe it's because I felt closer to him, or I felt like maybe it's sharing the experience, but whatever it is, my brain is deeming my possible emotional reaction to attending this concert as a threat. I'm experiencing hypervigilance. Searching for signs of danger, even in relatively safe environments. So public events, basically put that on like steroids, on overdrive. So I'm going to a public event that is going to be crowded. I am going to be listening to music, which is something that I couldn't do for months after I finally started breaking free of this freaking craziness that whatever it was. And really, like I said, I've done my most healing in the last 2 months. It says overall, you're going to get feelings of anxiety, fear, and mistrust of others. And this is what will activate your vigilance. The lack of predictability in going someplace new makes it more difficult for me to anticipate and manage potential triggers. I'm scared of the triggers. Oh God, I'm scared of the good feeling. Bruh. I'm scared of missing him. That's what it is. I am literally, that's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. I am worried I will lose control and miss him and fucking feel like I did in all the moments when I was first going through this, and I would have flashbacks and it would cause the feeling. I am worried that that's what I'm going to have. I can take care of that. I am in enough control. I can fucking handle it. This is why knowledge is power, chat. This is why you have to self-reflect and wonder why you behave the way you do. Because just simply, I have been now for almost 24 hours freaking the fuck out, and just Googling something just gave me more power than I have had. I feel like it's like, oh my God, crazy. Because now I understand what's going on in my brain. Now I understand why my body's acting this way. I couldn't figure out what I was afraid of. I mean, my whole stream last night, I was like bawling and not sure. I don't want to miss him anymore. And I'm afraid doing this is going to make me miss him profusely. Unlikely. But that is exactly what it is. Feeling as vulnerable as I did because I trusted him, and I gave him more trust than I've given anybody ever in my life. Ever. I mean, outside of you because you're my kid. But I mean, like outside, seriously. I trusted him more than I trusted your dad, and that's just the truth. Because in the end, the action measurement, how many times your father had lied to me and versus how many times he had, as my friend, he never had. He never gave me a reason not to trust him, never. Which is what is so fucking disgusting about it because he's full of lies. I watched him do it. But no, that's what it is. I am clearly afraid of going to this concert and maybe being that sad and miserable or afflicted. I also don't want to let myself be emotionally vulnerable enough. Like, ever again, mind you. Okay? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Like, to allow somebody to get that close to me. I let him get closer to me than I've let anybody ever do. Like, on so many levels. Of all the people in the world that I've ever trusted, he was the number one top of person. Like, I knew who Nightstar was. Like, I trusted her, but not like this. The level of trust that I had that was taken for granted and thrown away. Let's just put it that way, and devalued. That was a depths of my soul that I've never let anybody else get to. And he pissed on it. So missing him is probably not going to be the reaction I have.
Happening.
Yeah. And I am in control of that. But you know what else? I did like going. And I told you, I like the people, these style of concerts and whatever. It's like the gamers of the music industry. They're kind of outcastish, cool ass fucking people. Just saying. Like, you know, from rock and metal and like, well, I think it's considered a metal rock band, but whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's a different audience. It's different people. But also, I mean, let's be real. Why don't we look at this on the upside, shall we? One of the reasons why I ended up where I was too is like, I have a thing for musicians. And I bet you there's a lot of musicians like this might be, maybe I'll end up going tonight and find out that this is my best way to meet the kind of people that I want to hang out with, that maybe, you know, I'm going to go ahead and for the time being assume that 1 out of 5 is a narcissist and just fucking, because I bring them out and just ignore that shit, okay? But I'm just saying, I have the potential to meet similar people by going to something that I enjoy. And I do know. I guess that's what was really wigging me out today. I was like, was I just going to those concerts for him because I'm such a fucking people pleaser and I had this problem, you know? Like, what if I wasn't really enjoying it? Nah, that's not true. I think I would have enjoyed it more without him, to be perfectly honest. So maybe that's what I get to find out tonight. Because he may have said I brought a lot of energy to a concert once. And his energy's fun. It was fun. But I always hold myself back because I've always been whatever anybody needs me instead of 100% myself. Maybe I get to go and do this tonight and be 100% me and have a blast doing it. I don't have to worry about acting too crazy. I don't have to worry about who I talk to or what I'm paying attention to or any of that. I can talk to random strangers and maybe make new friends. Maybe that's the way I need to look at this. Okay. Wow. And that is the power of Google. And you know what? It wasn't even a deep dive search. That wasn't even a deep dive search. That was probably an AI response. I'm just saying. And let me just say that I could have gone more in depth and maybe even figured out more and validated all of that. But even if it is wrong, it gave me enough insight to myself based on just basic knowledge that I was able to fucking figure out where my fear was coming from. And that is the point, chat. The point is that what causes us the craziest, okay, side of like where we feel like we're unsure of everything, where there's a constant, that hypervigilance comes from not understanding why you're behaving in certain ways or reacting to something in a certain way. And if you don't like how you're acting, you have to know what it is you're doing. Because if you don't know what it is you're doing, how do you protect yourself moving forward? And that instills fear. So, you know what else I didn't do all this time I've been feeling this way? Besides Google, you know what else I didn't do? I didn't run my worst case scenario. I didn't turn around and go, what's the worst that could happen? I guess because that's what scares me, huh? The worst that could happen is my brain fucking explodes. Because I'm not ready to go back to the scene of something that triggers me. But I am so glad that I'm going to be willing to try because you know what? At this point, I would rather have my brain explode. And that's saying something, but this time I hope it takes me out. If that's going to be the way it goes. But I would rather have that than have something like this lay dormant. And what if you wanted to go to an AJR concert and all of a sudden I ended up triggered?
I mean,
and didn't know why.
That
would ruin AJR for me.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want that.
I feel like that might be a different, that would probably be a different.
Yeah, you know what? The Union Underground tank top that he bought me is in fucking storage. Or I could have worn that tonight. I wouldn't have, though, because that's just asking to fucking be like a voodoo doll cursed to the fucking whatever. I was surprised to see he went to that concert, though. And I can't believe it popped up in my feed when I was trying to figure out what the San Antonio set list was so that we could listen to it. It's crazy. So, it's all good.
Absolutely insane.
I feel much better now. See, this is why I podcast. It doesn't even matter if anybody's going to listen or watch my shit, really. It is about me working the shit out in my head and feeling like, hey, maybe if I work something out on stream in my head, somebody that does come across it is going to turn around and be like, hey, maybe that's why I'm that way. And if I can just turn on a few lights for people who are living in the darkness, because that's what it feels like. You want to know what really crazy, you know what really bugs me?
What's
is that why would I ever think I could that there was a level, like there's no way, I don't know how to put this, but the contradiction in faith, my faith, the way that I am based on my faith, you know, whatever, and the fact that he doesn't even believe, he didn't believe in God, and even asked me, teach me, he told me, he said, this is classic line, teach me how to have faith and believe like you. That's not how this shit works. You don't learn this. It's not something you can teach. I mean, people go to church and learn about God, but nobody teaches you how to have faith. That is a personal choice that not everybody makes, and each their own, but it's my thing. But to think that I could even be compatible with somebody, you know why most people who really is social science, psychology side of why scientists believe that we choose to have belief in God is because we need to be regulated by believing there is something more powerful than us, or we'd all be animals, basically. Like that we need something. There's other theories out there that say that we need to believe in an afterlife, but no, it's about morality. Like, if you had no worry about having no consequence for any of your actions, right? You might be more inclined to do things. You know what I mean? I guess the best way to put it bluntly is like, you know, if you strongly believe in God, everybody gets to that point where they're so mad, they're like, oh, I could fucking kill a person, you know? But they don't really mean it like, you know, because they couldn't really take a life, right? But why? Because, well, it's not right? It's wrong, right?
Right.
But that's why sociopaths and whatnot, they don't have that, but they don't do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of people believe that the reason why people grasp onto their faith and whatever is for the morality, because that's what's wrong. Nobody wants to go to hell for killing a person. So they can control themselves better when they hit that point where they think they might snap, because we all have been very angry once or twice in our life, or really hurt, or just feel like we're about to lose control. So what governs us? What keeps us from doing it? What keeps us from lying to somebody? What keeps us from stealing at the store? What keeps us from treating people? Well, a lot of people believe that what keeps the people who believe that the reason people believe in faith is because that is what will keep them from being bad people, right? I mean, hello, church.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know? This is why I have to be careful. But so, think about that, though. If there's any truth to that, why would he think any behavior he did was wrong? Why would he think anything like that? Who wrong to who? To what? What makes it wrong?
To why? To where? To when?
Well, see, for me,
W is gonna get.
my mom said, treat people the way you want to be treated, right? It's a golden rule, and what goes around comes around. And always trust God. That's what she taught me, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he was lying and doing all the things he was doing. Why wouldn't he? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm getting at? Am I making sense yet? And so, he has no belief system governing him.
No morality.
Yeah. So, of course he's not wrong. That's, and my dad was a big, huge churchgoer, but grounded me and wouldn't let me go to youth group because I was reading the Bible. Figure that one out. He wasn't going for real. It was all for show. It's not because he believed in God. It is not that. It just looks good to pretend you do.
Yep.
In his case. You know?
Yep.
But why would I ever think that somebody could be on my level and even deserving? Or of my time, and my heart, if they don't share that with me? I mean, I could be friends with people like that, and I could do all that. I'm just saying, at my level of the kind of relationship we're talking about here, why would I have ever thought that was going to be okay? Probably, oh my God, because during my trauma phase, I believed I had fucking done so many things wrong that God didn't love me anymore. So I joined the dark side. Oh my God. It was like motherfucking Eve and the apple. I am just a horrible, oh my God. I've doomed mankind is basically what it is. And I'd explain that further, but I'm not sure exactly how deep I can talk about things. But you know what they say about childbirth? And apparently it's pain now instead of what it was supposed to be because Eve ate the apple in biblical times. So I'm just, obviously. But I'm just saying, that's what I did. That's what I did. I literally, wow. Took fruit from the snake. That's what I did.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Hey, it the best of us. Literally.
Does it though? When have I ever done it before? That chakra lady told me demons are all around you and with you. This is why I've had to burn this white candle and done it so religiously because it has been proven. Whatever she said to me, I don't know if she was cursing me or blessing me, but whatever she said to me, she warned me that demons and devils, the night I was looking in the psych ward, she said, there are dark forces coming for you, but you have a light that shines brighter. You need to keep them at bay so you can be what you're going to become because you can change a lot of things in the world, is what she fucking told me. And she told me to burn a white candle in my space to keep them so I had a safe zone. It was supposed to be like a cleansing thing because they were going to be everywhere no matter where I went otherwise. And I needed recharge time to be strong enough. Bro. Oh no, he was Satan. He was fucking Satan.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, I heard people call my father that, and narcissists to be labeled like that. Evil. Most people call me evil. I feel so much better now, and I'm going to go have fun at this concert.
Well, that's good.
And I think I'm done being sad that everything was an act and a lie, because he's not real. I keep talking about him in these fucking streams because I'm recovering, and I keep talking about him because, but it's like I'm talking about my imaginary friend. It's time for me to accept that I was just fucking in a really crazy state of mind, and none of that was real. Like, really, I just need to really, because it wasn't. It wasn't. And if I can wrap my head around that, I think I'll be all right. I know I'm not scared now. I mean, I'm not scared about tonight now. No, it's a different feeling. I stopped shaking. I stopped shaking, chat. And that is how you know you figure yourself out. When you stop having physical response, you have found a source. And if you find the source of what is causing you a traumatic response, you learn how to fix it because Google will tell you, apparently.
Just, if you have a problem, Google it.
I mean, and if Google doesn't seem to be clear, that's why I always recommend mental. I've said it before in how many streams. Everybody thinks that they're head shrinkers, doctors, they're going to fix you. No, they're teachers. They're going to teach you why you do what you do. And then you get to make the choice on if you're going to stop it or not. You can't stop something you don't know why you're doing. Everybody wants to be everybody wants to be something. There's something, you know what I mean? You have everybody, like, you know, I mean, you look at anybody's insecurities, right? And you're looking at the insecurities and you're like, you know, everybody's got them. Some people think they're too fat. Some people think they're ugly. Some people think they're stupid. Whatever your insecurities really truly are or whatever. And I think that's one of the things that throughout all my life, that's why I've always been seen as having such a big head and whatever. Because I literally have been brought up in therapy and they teach me why I do that and I conquer it or change it. Because if you really, most of the things you really may not like, you can change. But we let it drag us down rather than being it takes a while to become reactive instead of being proactive, I guess. So, like, I mean, really, truly, if you're looking, like, there are so many avenues you can go to. If you're looking in the mirror and you're struggling because you don't like your body, okay? You really have to ask yourself why, because society says what, you know? Or is it because it's really bothering you? And if it's really bothering you, well, then there are many things you can do and it's going to be hard work, but you can change it. There's a very long list of things that can help you achieve what you want if that's really your problem, as long as it's not superficial and you're trying to cover up something else. And that's usually what trauma teaches you. You keep peeling back those onion layers and you find out. So, like, I used to. Okay. That's why in my trauma phase most recently, I only was able to attribute my worth to my body because that's all that I felt was good about me in the moment. All right. But I have struggled with weight my whole entire life. I have ranged from a size 4 to a size 21. I have crazy, like, it has been insane throughout my lifetime. But even at least once I started healing and I was really getting help and I was learning about myself, my weight no longer, like, I didn't look at myself in the mirror and think I was fat. I've always thought I'm beautiful. So maybe I do have a big head, you know? But if I ever get to a point now, I have a little bit of a different struggle with it. But now if I get to, like, because now, I mean, I lost so much weight during trauma that I loved looking like that. So, you know, like now if I put on even 5 pounds or whatever, like, but I have to be careful because my anorexia kicked in and I stopped eating. I wasn't being healthy to myself. So I can't do that either, you know? But so anyways, my point being is that I am a little bit more self-conscious of it now, but like, it doesn't chip at my self-worth. It just might chip at my self-showmanship because I love to post pictures of myself and take pictures of myself. And, you know, if I'm not feeling as comfortable, I may not. But then I know I can do something about it. I know that it's up to me. And if I'm going to sit here, I either get to live and have that problem or fix it. And so I guess it's not like, you know, the most it's doing for me right now in the way that
is like.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. Mental health is like.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym kind of situation, right? You start out in a state of mind where you're not happy and you don't like things and, you know, you have a problem. And at the end of the day, it takes a long time. It's not easy, but it just comes down to consistency and a good plan to put yourself just back on track.
Jesus, you're a genius. I mean, I don't know why I'm so surprised. You were my kid.
And not everyone can lose weight without a personal trainer too. I mean, like
that'd be true.
Some people
that's
can, you know,
true.
Work out on their own, and some people need a personal trainer to tell them how to, you know,
or maybe a plan that comes from somewhere else, not just 100% themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you know what? I will say this: if anybody wants to know this, chat. If you ever feel like you're really, truly, like you want to figure yourself out, you don't want to tell anybody that you feel like you're having mental health issues and you're looking for resources, find things from the UK. When my mother-in-law got depression and she tried to kill herself, trigger warning, I should really be careful with this stuff, but she moved in with us for a while so I could, like, and I wanted to learn all about it. So I like would find her self-help resources because she didn't have insurance. She couldn't I talked to her and she ended up going to therapy for a few months. She had her life is not mine to share. I can't believe how much I miss her. God rest her soul for being gone. But she is one person that I wish was here so bad right now because she would be amazing right now for me. my mother-in-law. I never, she tried to call me in for statutory rape when I started dating her son. I never would have believed that you would hear this out of my mouth, but I miss her probably, to be honest with you at this point, because, you know, she just only has been gone a couple years, but she's been gone out of our life far longer. But she was, you know, but just knowing that these last couple years, I mean, I miss her more than I miss my own mom. Like, she is somebody that out of all the tons of people who have passed on and gone to whatever is after this, I miss her the most. The most. She would be number one on my list. She might end up becoming number one that I am so excited to see someday when I get there. Just because I feel like I understand her so much better now. And I feel like I was a naive kid and she died in a point before I could truly be the 13-year-old going back and saying I was a shit as a teenager, because she deserved that from me. I was a shit as a teenager. Definitely that.
I mean,
I never got to apologize. No, I know, but I never got to really apologize. Well, no, I did. That's a lie. That's a lie. Actually, well, we were in Texas, and when she was recovering, because she stayed with us for those first 3 months, I love those pictures of her. They used them all for her funeral. But I love those pictures because what I did is I took one every month to show what she came as and what she left as, and she looked like a completely renewed. All I did was love her. That's all I did. I just loved her and learned a lot about depression, which is where it got me going, is that the UK has, like, mental health resources that come from the UK are top-notch and free. You don't have to buy trauma workbooks. Just look for things that are coming from the UK, because they make it easily accessible. Science studies, things with psychology. So you can. I mean, if you're willing to read, work, and learn, and you don't want somebody to teach you, you can find ways. Audiobooks, videos. I mean, you can find ways to learn about yourself. But the problem is psychology is so user specific. Gee, do you think I've been in games for a while? But it's so
a little bit
just, you know, personally specific, that what causes, so like I might behave one way when I'm reacting to this, but okay, so it falls into a category, but somebody else's reaction for the same reason, like they have trauma. Like, for example, your dad has trauma. His reaction to a very specific thing, his trauma response is going to be different. His behavior is going to be different than mine, right? My trauma response is going to be different than the next person's, which is where, like, they use applied behavioral analysis to analyze the person and figure out where the behavior is coming from and why. But then it just plugs in to one of these umbrella areas that will help you understand yourself, that can be generalized. You know, it's just figuring that out can be science, hence psychology, psychiatry. So, all right, chat, I gotta go get ready. I gotta go get on my concert. Right. I decided I'm not gonna wear my concert shirt that makes everybody
Let's give Andromeda a good look in the chat. And,
I decided
and a happy fun time.
Yeah, I decided not to wear my concert shirt because when we went to Amman or whatever, like I got so many compliments on that shirt, and then I was like, I wanted to wear it because, you know, I usually like to be the center of attention, but I'm really glad I decided to not go that route, considering that my PTSD is being kicked off by sensory overload. So extra people talking to me. I don't know that I want to be a center of attention tonight. You feel me? Like, tonight is about something that is more about spending time with myself, even though I'm bringing Logan. So I'm going to wear normal fucking clothes but my heels, am I right? All right, guys, I'm going to do this. I'm going to post some stuff on YouTube. I'm going to just download this. I haven't even been captioning them. And to be perfectly honest with you, that captioning might be shit. I know that everybody will get my stuff better and blah, 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 if they can read it. But yo, I don't know that I want to spend as much time as it takes continually captioning the streams. We'll see. I know, but captions on YouTube, and because of the way I speak, it's a different, it's a different thing. Captioning be getting a lot of my words wrong because I talk too fast. All right, chat. I'm going to go get ready, and I'm going to go to a concert, and I'm going to introduce my music buff baby who has been all about music his whole entire life. I think he got his first MP3 player when he was like 2. Yeah, he had an iPod. Yep. 2 to 3. Yeah, you had an iPod. but he's gone to sleep to music. He loves movie soundtracks. He has never been to a concert. And he and I are going to go kick ass. And I'm not going to stand there with my phone up and take all the videos. I'm going to probably post one because I am going to be jumping with that crowd and having a kick ass time. Because I'm going to live in the moment and not through the screen. So. All right, guys.
Well, have fun in Andromeda.
All right. Hopefully into tomorrow morning. Guys, it was the weirdest experience of my life. I mean, that do be how trauma works. Nah. It's not going to be. I got this, Siren Squad. So y'all take care of yourselves. You already wasted
one of your cries, by the way, last night. So you got to be careful how you...
Oh, no, there's no more. That's all I needed. I'm good now. I got this.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, well...
I'm going to go get beautiful and hang out with cool people. And have a fucking amazing time. Because I'm Andromeda, and that's what I do. All right, chat.
That do be true.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.